The insidious way of introducing the seal. Little by little, after the credit card and the ID card, that is, after the personal record of each person, they will proceed insidiously to the seal. Through various cunning means, they will compel people to accept the seal on the forehead or on the arm. They will force the issue and say, "You can only use the card, currency will be abolished." People will give their card to the stores to buy what they need, and the merchant will get his money from the bank. Whoever does not have a card will not be able to buy or sell. On the other hand, they will begin promoting the other more perfect system by marking every person with a 666, using laser beams on the forehead or the arm, which will not be visible on the outside. At the same time, they will show on television that so-and-so stole the card of so-and-so and took all his money from the bank. And then they will add, "The most secure system is to have the seal on our forehead or arm with a laser beam, because only the bearer of this seal will know his or her own personal number. Sealing is the most secure system. No one can take our head or our arm, nor will anybody be able to see the seal embedded in us." That's why they let thieves and other criminals to rampage. 15 monastic cells were robbed near Carius. One person was killed while being robbed, so people will find an opportunity to violate laws and traditions and take whatever they want. Let us say, for example, that someone wants to encroach on somebody's field and claims that it once belonged to his grandfather, who had rented it to some shepherds as a pasture for their sheep, and you cannot verify this. Then the authorities will say, "Unfortunately, as it is, we cannot check the facts. We can only do this with the computer." And then they will proceed with the sealing. The computer will then do the search to find out whether or not someone is or is not marked and sealed so they can be helped with their problem or not. The 3.5 years will be difficult, during which the few who do not agree with this system will endure hardships. Some excuse will be discovered to throw these people in jail. After a year, they will be taken to another city for questioning and more legal proceedings, going from one city to another. Finally, the authorities will say, "We are sorry, you are innocent after all. If only you had been sealed, we would have been able to gather the necessary information in a minute. Now we cannot check the facts." Geronda, will they be able to impose the seal on everybody by force? They are too refined to do that. They will be cautious about it. After all, they are Europeans. They will display some superiority. They won't torture people, but anyone who is not sealed will simply not be able to live normally in society. They will then again say, "Your troubles come from not being sealed. If you accept the seal, you will not have these difficulties. If anyone happens to have gold sovereigns or dollars, he will not be able to use them. So if you can now learn to live simply and frugally, you will be able to get through those difficult years. It will be helpful to have a small field, to cultivate some wheat or potatoes, to have a few olive trees, and then with some farm animals, a goat, a few chickens, you will be able to provide for the needs of your family. For even if you were to stockpile various groceries, this will not do because such foods do not keep. They spoil quickly. Naturally, these difficult times will be short. 3 to 3.5 years, the time will be shortened for the sake of the elect. They will not realize how quickly the time will pass. God will not leave man without help. Geronda, will Christ intervene during these difficult years? Yes, the saints, Panagia, Christ will appear to save even one wronged man with a good disposition, because he deserves divine help. And even more so, the whole world will be going through such a difficult time. Now it will be a passing storm. a short occupation by the Antichrist Satan. He will then be given such a slap by Christ. All the nations will be shaken up, and then peace will prevail in the world for a long time. During this time, Christ will provide the opportunity for his creation to be saved. Is Christ going to abandon his creation? No. He will appear when mankind has reached an impasse and will save it from the clutches of the Antichrist. People will return to Christ, and a spiritual serenity will prevail over all the earth for many years. Some people associate the second coming of Christ with this intervention of his. My thinking tells me that this will not be the second coming of Christ when he comes as a judge, but only an intervention of Christ, for there are so many events that have not taken place. Christ will intervene, slap down this whole system, prevail over all evil, and transform it into good in the end. The roads will be filled with many shrines of devotion. The buses will have icons on their billboards. All the people will believe, and will want you to tell them about Jesus Christ. Thus the gospel will be proclaimed throughout the whole world. And then Christ will come as a judge to judge the world. Judgment is one thing, and intervention to help his creation is another.